Hello, welcome to another video. You are with Lisa Cerise. Welcome to my channel. I talk about consciousness, spiritual awakening, and I do meditations and other things like that. So thank you for being here. Now today I actually wanted to talk about how now more than ever it's so important for us to connect with our body. And one way, and another thing I'm wanting to talk about is the CIA gateway tapes, which I've just discovered. Some people discovered it a while ago, but I do feel like we discover things when we're ready, or we like everything is a journey, and so I think when I went on my journey of doing all this content creation and spiritual work and stuff. Well, I did the spiritual work first, and then I was like, I want to talk about this stuff. I think I struggled with wanting to know everything, so it was sort of wanting to know everything and wanting to know what I'm talking about was one of the things that really kept me stuck. But what I've learned along this journey is there'll always be someone that is discovering new things. We're all at different stages of the journey. There's actually no top level versus down below. I guess you could consider people that are not awake and then ones that are awake, but that's also we're all on a different journey, so it doesn't really matter where we are. So it just matters that you're here and that you are obviously wanting to learn more about yourself and more about how you can do better here on Earth while we're on this journey. So one thing that I got up this morning and I did my meditation. I didn't do the gateway ones. I've been doing those later at night, before I go to bed, and really focusing on it, getting into that deep meditative state, which they've actually been really amazing. They reminded me of when I was doing my Kundalini guided meditations through a facilitator, and that real deep meditative state that I would get into. So I've been really enjoying them, and that through that I had my Kundalini awakening and all this stuff happen, which basically was another layer of why we're here, and that there's a lot that doesn't really matter. As much as things matter, they also don't, so the more we can kind of separate from the stories and really being tied into things, the more we can come back into our bodies and really live for what does matter and our purpose and our mission and connect with that. So I just started doing the gateway tapes a couple of nights ago, and I actually put them on and fell asleep to them the first night because I was like, oh cool, I can do it in my sleep. But I kept waking up every while, and I was like, whoa, because they actually they wake you up towards the end, and so I kept being woken up, and then I was like, okay, I don't think I'm meant to be doing this. Classic me, I'll just I'll read about something, I'm gonna do it, and I won't do any research because I'm just I love to learn by experience. And so yeah, then I was like, okay. So anyway, then I went into doing them properly, into a meditative state at night. I found a Spotify on playlist, so I've actually also created a Spotify playlist under my ones, and so you could also go and find them on Spotify yourself. They're also on YouTube, or you can follow me on Spotify, Lisa Cerise. I've actually made a playlist there, and I'm also putting my videos on there doing a podcast sort of style. So if you want to listen to my videos on there instead of here, you can as well. They will be slowly being uploaded. Yeah, so I listen to that on Spotify, and I found it really. So what the CIA tapes are, I'll just go into those. They were, I don't know the full story, so you can find more videos on those on YouTube if you want really full in-depth information. I just give you what bite-sized learning and what I feel is needed to share. So they were these meditative tapes that you basically you tap into consciousness in your brain. You're using they retrain your brain to work in a certain way, so you can become more conscious. And what they also used is so you can also come back to, I guess, a bit of remembrance, and also using your intuition. They gave the agents psychic abilities, and they would also teach them how to like remote view, so they could spy on other countries and stuff like that. If you know anything about remote viewing, I won't really go on to that here. I'm not classed as a remote viewer, but apparently we all have the ability to do that. It just takes practice. So these tapes will help you do that. I will say, I'm like a clair-sentience, so I have like a feeling and a knowing about things, and I do get visuals in my head, which using these tapes has made me be able to tap into more of those. Like now during the day, I just get like this scene in my head, and I'm like, whoa, and little bits of information. So, and I'm like, am I doing mini remote viewing? Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. So what I'm really excited about is they have been helping my psychic abilities. It's almost like waking up those abilities that most of us actually have. Sometimes we don't realize it, or when we were kids we were real sensitive and they were like on fire and online, but you know, we were told that you know, when we ever said something or saw things or something, people said, oh no, that's not real, or that's just your imagination, or you know, so we were like, okay, that's not real, it's just my imagination. Those words, like Florence Scovel Shinn, like your words are your wand. Any words that are being said, we start believing, you know. So this I guess is like unwiring all of that beliefs and stuff. And so with the those abilities, these tapes help those abilities come back online and help you really be able to become more psychic. So after just using them a few times, I'm excited. Like I've been starting to get, my imagination is kicking online again, and so I do believe like if so the other thing that I was going to say is, with any sort of like, if you are a psychic, or you know, you use any type of modality, tarot cards, all of those, you know, crystals, all sort of things, I do believe it is, if you are a remote viewer, I think there's a thing where you can tap into the higher self of the other person, so you can kind of ask for information based on the higher self. But I never like to do a reading on someone, or without their permission. I do believe consent and permission is huge in any of this type of work, so I never would try and figure out what's going on with a particular person, because I'm here to do the work on myself. I'm here to tap into how I feel, and through my body, and this is where I'm going today as well, through my body will give me the information that is needed regarding this connection with this person or whatever. So if it's not, rather than being like, is my boyfriend cheating on me? Like, this is where we need to, and then you start doing readings to find out if they're cheating on you. What really I suggest is tapping in, like really becoming intuitive into your body, and how does your body feel around that person? What is your signals telling you? Are you starting to like get the ick when they're around? Is your body shutting down? Are you like, intimacy things are not working? That's the biggest signal ever, rather than like going and getting a reading, finding out information about what they're doing. Like, listen to your body. So this is why I do believe these tapes could be really amazing, especially right now. I think it's so important for us to really tune into our body. Our body will give us all the information that we need regarding someone else. We don't actually need to know what they're doing, because that's their business. It's not our business. Our body will tell us whether we want to see that person, whether we want to connect with them, whether we feel off when we're around them, whether something doesn't feel right. Trust that feeling. You don't need to know what the feeling is. You don't need to know the information. You don't need to know like what exactly it is. You just need to know that there's a feeling that something's not right. And then by then tapping in and being like, rather than making a story of what's going on, we can tap in with our body, like, how do I feel, and what is that feeling telling me? And then we can make decisions based on that. I'm working on very strong boundaries, so when I'm not feeling right or things are just not feeling quite aligned, I'm like, okay, my body's telling me information here. I feel tight a little bit, like something doesn't feel quite right, and then I'll really be like, what's actually going on there? And then I'll journal about it. I will sometimes I use a bit of ChatGPT, but I've been trying to use ChatGPT a little bit less, because I do also have this theory where I feel like we're relying on ChatGPT too much, or like AI, which it's so great, especially for neurodivergents like me. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I can't quite think of what to do here, or but that's also a body. That's my body telling me I'm overwhelmed. There's too much going on, and so I'm like, I need to dial back a little bit and really connect with my body and see what's going on. Yes, so my theory on all of that, if you're still listening, thank you, is, we're going to rely so much on AI, and there's other stuff going on that, we almost, but then if we rely so much on AI, we won't be trusting our body. I have used it to kind of help me figure out what might be going on with the body, symptoms or things like that, so it's been great for that. But at the end of the day, tapping in with our intuition, that's why I do believe these tapes are really good, because they're helping me tap in with my own intuition, my own body, and what's really going on, and then journaling about that, because I know for sure, I'm not speaking for everyone else, but I know for sure when I've asked ChatGPT a certain answer, sometimes I get a bit grumpy because I'm like, it's not giving me what I want to hear, and I'm like, hang on, that's me already knowing the answer that I want to hear. So what is that answer that I want to hear? And why didn't I write that down? Doesn't mean that it's like I need to be right, but it's almost connecting with what is that? Why am I feeling like that? Why do I want to hear that answer? And without giving context, it's a bit hard. But yeah, So really, me discovering these tapes at this point, and I have been saying to people around me, friends and family and stuff, I'm like, I do believe everything that is going on in the world right now, with all the files and other stuff, like, it's just causing so much, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I just try and stay off Facebook and places like that sometimes, because, or even just reading negative stuff, I'm like, oh gosh, like, it's just another thing that we're fighting about. If you think about it. And now it's really intense. I'm not going to put my opinion or any of that onto this, because this video is not about that, and I don't want to distract or change the energy. What I am picking up from all of the noise out there, it's just more noise. Yes, maybe people can now be a little bit more awoken to what's really going on, and hopefully that will fuel people to go within more, because we're possibly realizing that we can't always trust what we see, believe. The same thing with AI. There will be so much AI generated stuff there already is, and so it will be hard to believe what is real and what is not real anymore. So this is why going within and really awakening our own psychic abilities is so important right now. And I do also believe, we can go out there and spend a lot of money on stuff, but there's so much out there for free. There's so much on YouTube, like I've been listening to these on YouTube and then Spotify, and so it kind of is at the point where we could pay for all these things, and I've done lots of coaching myself, paid for coaching, I've paid, always had a mentor or my own coach or my own psychologist. Like, I've done the whole lot, the whole 9 yards. And that can be very helpful. And by the way, if you are needing help with your activation coaching or consciousness, that I do consciousness activation coaching on my website, lisacerise.com. I've got a couple of different packages there. If that's something you're interested, go there and connect with me. That's another thing that I do, as well as my online community in school, which I help those that are just feeling a little bit, maybe you're lost and overwhelmed. Maybe you've got ADHD as well, and you're like, everything's so stimulating and confusing. So that's where I really come and do exercises to help you, meditations. There's so much in there. It's I'm building it. It's more will be added. It will be great. Anyway, I'll move on from that. Thank you for listening to that little plug. So I do believe that with the tools and all the information that is out there, yes, there's a lot of information, some that is not so helpful, some that is very helpful, that we can really go within and tune into what we need for ourselves. And this is really how can we tune back into our body? What is our body saying to us? So what is our body telling us? Our mind can tell us a lot, but from everything I'm now learning about the mind, I'm like, our mind tells us lies as well. So this is what is the body telling us? Connecting to where there's pain, where there's inflammation, where things are not quite flowing. If you're feeling tight or agitated when you're about to do something, it might not be that you don't want to do the thing. It might be you don't want to do that thing for a particular person, or like around, and there's probably a lot of things in life that we don't want to do, but we're here in our human meat suit, here to do things on planet Earth. It might sound a little bit random if anyway, I'll move on. And so we're here to have a human experience, and so there will be things that we don't want to do that are good for us, like exercise. Sometimes you love exercise, sometimes you don't, but it is really good for the body to keep the body feeling good. And so, but if something isn't feeling right in the body, like some type of exercise, pushing yourself too much, or it might even be a teacher. It could be the teacher that you're not gelling with. And so if your body, try a different teacher, try a different exercise. This is where listening to the body is important, because we tap into really what's going. And so with the tapes, I do believe they are helping tap into the body. And I am going to just reconfirm that now is a great time to do this work of connecting with your body. And if you're someone who is super busy, meditation is not your forte, and it's just really hard to sit still. I've been there. I am one of you. I still find it hard, and that's me being distracted or I'll fall asleep. I would literally just stop and listen to a meditation and fall asleep. It's like, oh, okay, my mind's just finally staying still, and it's finding it not so easy. So as much as I hear people go on about meditation, and I feel like everyone talks about it, and especially doing the spiritual work, I'm like, oh, I hear that word one more time. I'm like, yes, I do meditate, but then when I actually go into proper meditation, I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, it does make a difference. It doesn't mean that you have to do it every day, but I would suggest once a week, if you can, some proper deep meditation. If you struggle to meditate, then I would say a really quick 5-minute one each day is great, but if it's every second day, whenever you can have a moment, then I think it's really beneficial for you. I've got a 5-minute meditation as well, which I can link up somewhere, and so with coming back to the body and doing this meditation, and because these CIA tapes, gateway tapes, if you're interested in doing those, then they are the ones on Spotify, about 33 minutes or 35 minutes long each one. So that's quite a long time to meditate, but for me, it might just be the style of meditation if you struggle to meditate, could be the style of meditation. These ones, I feel like they put me into a trance. They really do something to my brain. It's almost like they quiet the noise. It's quite cool. Everyone's different though, so if you've experienced them, I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts and what you think of them. And but I would say keep trying different styles of meditation. Different people, different voices, there's subliminals. Just make sure that they are someone who has got good reviews on their channel, or that they have the written subliminals there, and also just, okay, so this is where you go into your body, right? If something doesn't feel right, then listen to that. I did feel a little bit strange when I did the gateway tapes, and I was like, oh, feel a little bit funny. I was like, what is this feeling? But I listened to the data afterwards of what my body did, and because also our mind can sometimes, like, what will feel funny and not nice in our body is possibly stuff that we're not used to. Like, so if someone says, oh, you're very beautiful, and you're like, you don't feel that yourself, you'll be like, ugh, that feels gross. So that, this is where we listen to our body. What is our body telling us? What is the feeling? Is it something that I'm not used to, so it feels weird, like saying things like I love you to yourself in the mirror? If you're someone who hasn't done that work, that will feel weird and gross. So that is what your body telling you, that I'm not used to this. So sometimes our body can not be used to things as well. When I'm talking about the ick before, there can also be icks that are like, oh, this is not, I'm not used to this. So that can be something as well. So this is when it's really good to know that, is this a feeling that I'm not used to? Is my body really telling me that this is gross? Or am I getting a really bad vibe? Do you know what those three feel like? Can you distinguish the difference in them? That may be something that you want to journal and notice the feelings in your body when they come up as the day goes on. The more we can tap into our body and tune into what's going on, the more we are aware, and we might not even know what it is, but I felt like this today, and then you can come back. And if it's different and unfamiliar, that can be a feeling, that our brain sends signals to the body like this is different and not familiar. And so that's when you go, okay, it's a lot of the time our body is scanning for danger. Are we safe? Are we okay? And if it's not something that we're used to, it can come across as dangerous. So, and there's also the mind of, like, has been told us something's bad, and so we associate that as being bad, and our body will be like, oh, it's bad. So I do feel like with these tapes as well, it's kind of rewiring that in a way to get through the belief, because when we've been told something's bad, then we will be like, oh, that's just bad. But when we actually tap in with our, like, get rid of those beliefs and listen to the body, that's when we're like, actually, that's not bad. I've just been told that was bad, and it's actually not. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm gonna leave that sort of here. Hopefully it didn't confuse you. I know that it might have sounded a little bit contradictory in some ways, but really what I am wanting to say is our mind tells us a lot. And so then our body kind of follows through with a symptom, because of what we've been believed or story associated with something. And when we get out of the mind, and that's why the meditation helps with that, and then we go right into the body, then we actually find the underlying stuff that's going on. So if you can already do this, let me know what you ways that you scan your body. I've got a body scan meditation as well, which you can try It's just like a quick scanning one. And what else? What are the alarm bells that come up for you? That is actually your body, not your mind. And can you distinguish from what we've been told to feel and believe versus what our body tells us? Can you distinguish the two? Let me know. And like and subscribe if you've I'd love your support as well. But also, if you've made it here, you're amazing. Namaste. Thank you to you. And by the way, namaste means the light inside of me sees and acknowledges the light inside of you. That's the meaning of it. So I always like to finish off my videos with that. So much love, Lisa, and namaste. Have a great day. Bye.